Welcome to another NEBA Spotlight. I'm so excited to introduce you to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, tell us about you. Tell us about the business.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeffrey, and I'm with Victory 4PL. We are the group supply chain experts, and we deal within managed transportation. We don't work transactionally, and we help companies create a strategic plan around their entire supply chain. So, what does that mean? Within a supply chain in the shipping area, you're dealing with people who are shipping in small parcel over the road, which can be less than truckload, full truckload, or partial truckload in volume. It could be sending stuff over the rail or even internationally, which can be by plane or over the water. And today I want to focus on one of the more weirder areas that people don't think about. And that's what do you do when you have a shipment that's too big for a less than truckload, but too small that it's not a full truckload? What's the best way to ship something like that over the road? With an LTL shipment or less than truckload shipment, generally the rule of thumb means it's up to 6 pallet spaces in a truck. Does that mean it's only 6 pallets? No. 6 pallet spaces, a standard pallet being 48 by 40. And if they're stackable, you can actually fit 12 pallets into that space without getting any additional fees. But what happens if you don't have a standard pallet? You're running one that's 96 inches long or 80 inches long, and you're sending 5 or 6 of them. Well, you fall into this middle category called volume or partial truckload. They differ slightly in the fact that with a volume move, you're utilizing your less than truckload network. Your big carriers like that you see in the road, like your ODFL, Old Dominion, Estes. Your less than truckload carrier is basically going to say, we have extra space on some runs, and we're going to say we can go ahead and take those bigger shipments. So what you have to do is you have to sit down, and I'm going to share my screen here. And I created a shipment here going from Colorado to New Jersey, picking up today. That's going to be, well, I had 14, but I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm going to make it 13 pallets at 25,000 pounds. And these are a little oversized pallets. And I'm not going to charge any accessorial. So it's going to be just a straight pickup. And I'm going to get a quote for this. And when you look at this, it's going to tell you, okay, if I was going to be sending these 12 pallets, which would be a lot more than what would go over into a regular space, I got to look here for these volume pricing. And I can tell you that here are, just to send that would be $2,749.90 at the cheapest price with the carrier called Estes. And that's if, without any volume, it's a basic volume move. There's no guarantees. If I wanted this guaranteed for that day, you're talking that shipment would be going up to over $3,500. So you have to ask yourself, is that the best possible way to send this shipment? Well, you have another option. And in that secondary option is called uh, is would be a partial truckload. So when you think of a truckload, a lot of people think, hey, I'm going to take up the whole truck. Well, what would that truck cost if I wanted to say, hey, for those 13 pallets going from Colorado to New Jersey, I can come out here and this is called DAT. And this is the tool that we use. And this is going to tell me that going from that same distance, the average over the past week, because right here it tells me a week in the marketplace, is $2,763. So interesting break even point because if you remember, my price over here was 2,742. So my within $20 cost, I can send this through a less than truckload. I can send this through a truckload, and this would, given that it's 1,700 miles, we're probably looking at 2 day transit, 2 to 3 day transit. So if it picked up today on Tuesday, it'll probably be there Thursday or Friday, depending on conditions and issues going through. You know, you never know what's going to happen with the weather, especially in Colorado, even in July. Or I can send it through this company, but they're going to tell me it's already a 4 day transit. And when an LTO company is saying 4 day transit, that doesn't mean it's going to be delivered in 4 days unless it's a guaranteed shipment. That just means if they picked it up today, 4 days from now, it'll arrive to the destination center. And then they still might have to schedule an appointment or have another day. So odds are this wouldn't get delivered until, if I'm lucky, Monday or Tuesday of next week. So now I have to ask the question, is that $20 worth 3 days? And that's something we can sit down and take a look at with our customers. And granted, here I use 13 pallets, which is kind of the break point between the two. But say this was only 9 pallets, and I wanted to do that, and I'm going to redo that quote. For 9 pallets on a truckload, it's still going to be $2,700. But on the volume side, that went down about $100. So we can use these pricing tools to help our clients make really good, solid choices about the best way to send it. And they can factor in how much time do they really have to get it there? Is this a priority shipment that needs to be there as quickly as possible? That $100 or $20 might be worth the dedicated truck. Where at another point in time, they might say, you know what? I just want to get it out there. I'm not worried about it. I don't care if it takes a week or a week and a half to get there. If I can save $100 on this, I'm going to save the $100 and be done with it. So this is just one way that we work with our clients to help them see what's happening with their shipping and to save them the best money and allow them to make really good decisions for their shipping. And it can become really important because you might be sending out 3 or 4 shipments that are all going within 50 miles of each other that are maybe only 3 pallets each. But you can now take all those shipments and put them onto one truckload. You might be able to say, okay, I could do that and make some extra stops for a little bit of money, but save money by doing one dedicated truck as opposed to 4 separate LTL shipments. So by helping them see how we can optimize their shipping, we could look to save them time, effort, and money on when things are going out the door. So if you know people who are shipping and you hear them saying, you know what, we've been doing it the same way for 25 years and it worked for my grandfather, well, technology has really changed and we can help them do it a lot better for probably a lot less money. And with that, I know I have an extra minute or two in case anybody has questions. I'd love to field them for you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Jeffrey? I've seen him in front of clients. He actually does an amazing job and he knows some stuff. Check it out. This is such a great deal. Jeffrey, how does someone reach you if they have want to learn more?
They can reach out to me at jeffrey.gribben@victory4pl.com. Come to our website, victory4pl.com. And if you know somebody who's shipping, send them there. They can take our Grade Your Supply Chain test free of charge right on the website. So it's a great tool for them. And we'd love to have a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.